Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today I am live. I haven't been on Instagram or YouTube in a while, so I thought I would play with your energy a little bit. I know people will be clicking on. I sent out a video a little bit ago or a video to let you know that I would be on here, so I'm excited to be with your energy tonight. I do have my angel cards available, so if you have a question for me to answer with that. But one of the things I really do want to talk to you about is like your psychic abilities, because we have July 4th tomorrow, and it's one of those all about like the freedom that we have now to work with our abilities. I know when I was coming up and kind of like trying to learn about my abilities, there wasn't a lot of books. Now there's thousands of books everywhere. And sometimes it can be a little opposite. It's a little crazy energy in that perspective, because there's so many options of books and people to try and all that kind of like different classes and workshops and energy. But one of the things we're going to talk a little bit about, like my rules, and then we're going to get into everything as everybody's popping on. So one of them is be respectful, no negative energy, no health questions, no political questions, no third party questions. If one of the people aren't here, don't ask it. It's not for them. And you get to ask one question. If we do have time at the end, I will answer a few more questions. We'll see where we go with all of that energy. If you were asking about someone in yourself, give me their first names, your first name and their first name. Hello, Miss Karen. How are you doing? Please make sure that you like and share this with others. It helps me so much. It's one of those, that's kind of the best way to do it. Okay, the next, I want to really talk about like our psychic abilities. Like I found like 10 facts about psychic abilities, and I think this is one of the interesting ones. I put so much information out there about like our psychic abilities. I put it in my newsletter, in my videos, on different platforms, and that's always an amazing one. I love teaching people about their abilities, but one of the things is, like I said, when I was younger in my abilities, like there wasn't always as many books or videos out there about your abilities. And now you almost have to kind of go the opposite way. There's so many out there that you're kind of like, I don't know which one's for me, and I don't know how to align with all of this energy. And I will say probably the most important thing that I have learned in all of my abilities is to really connect with planetary energies. I think some people don't connect with them near as much as they could or should. That's kind of the interesting part. Planetary alignments are not here to control your energy. They are here to activate you. I read something similar to that, and I was like, wow, that is amazing. Every retrograde, every conjunction, every trine, every cosmic push or nudge or kind of like try this out kind of energy is helping you wake up some part of you or your psychic abilities, because if not, we could sleep our whole lifetimes. And I know people that are in their 80s and 90s that are coming to my classes or talking to me about their abilities, and they're like, I wish I wouldn't have put this off. I wish I would have listened to someone else. Oh, you can't have that ability, you can't do this. That is kind of the interesting part about it. I will say really moonology is the next one. Connecting into the rhythm of our moon is priority one. That is an amazing energy, connecting with the rhythm of our moons, because our new moons are all about fresh starts and going in something new, but our full moons are all about releasing and letting go. And there's all of it is literally bringing up our intuition. Literally everything about the moon is our intuition. We'll get that, like, I just feel deep down in my gut that we're supposed to do this, or I feel like we're supposed to go here, I feel like this. And the moon is really kind of like bringing up hidden parts of our spirituality, like literally trusting your gut, trusting what's kind of coming to you. And any emotional or energetic shifts are amazing for us to connect into. That's kind of the amazing energy for us. Our psychic gifts don't look like everybody else's. So many times people think, well, we're both clairsensitives, we should have the same abilities. Under the clairsensitive areas, one might be more intuitive, or one, it may be more sensitive to energies or outside energies, and one may be more sensitive to planetary energies. So you're kind of like, well, we're both clairsensitives. I get it. It's one of those, but you're sensitive in different areas. That just means that you're sensitive to energy. What energy are you sensitive to? So that's kind of like thinking of that energy of like, where are we at with all of this? Our psychic abilities never look like anything else. I literally found one other person that has one of my similar abilities is one of those out there, is to be able to see someone's past lives. I've only met one person that's been able to do that, and that doesn't mean that I'm wrong or they're right or whatever else. But I think that's the amazing part, is that we get to kind of like connect with other people, and so I've learned things from her, and hopefully she's learned some things from me. But that's the interesting part, is like we have to learn from each other about our abilities. How do we do things? And all of our abilities are a little bit differently, especially like intuition, clairsensitive, clairaudient, clairvoyant. All of those are something interesting. So we get to like learn to connect with them in some amazing ways, and learn how to kind of like set the pace for what's coming up next, which kind of brings us to our next one, is we have the freedom to reconnect to things that we have unseen at our own pace. I think that is kind of the interesting part. So many times someone will be like, oh, we both did a meditation and they saw so much more. It's not a race. There is no, you have to be doing it at this pace, or you have to go this way. No, it really isn't. That's kind of the cool part, is you get to do it at your own pace. And yes, it's cool when someone else has an ability similar to you, and they're like, they went all these places in a meditation. I've seen that in so many classes. People will be like, "Why didn't you get all that information? I didn't know all that." And I'm like, but they're not in a race with you. You're in a race against yourself. Their abilities are their own, and you can learn from them, but it doesn't mean that you're like them. You're going to have your own abilities grow in some different or amazing ways that you're not accustomed to as of right now. So that's kind of the interesting. I will say, kind of giving yourself permission to understand or follow your intuition. So many people do not really follow their intuition. They kind of like, well, I feel like I should turn here, but I'm not going to do it. It's going to take 10 minutes longer or whatever else. And then they get stuck in traffic. Or I get that a lot. Like, don't go this way, go this way. And I'm like, okay, it's going to take me longer, or where's the next road, or where do I need to turn off? And eventually, when I learn to trust, I will literally find myself ahead of where I was supposed to be, ahead of schedule, or not stuck in traffic or some type of jam or something like that. So it's kind of, that's the cool part about it. The other one is like our ghost and ancestors and spirit guides, all are always surrounding us. They're always with us. It's one of those, we're never alone on our journey. And I think that's the part that most people forget. A lot of times they think like, when I was little, people would tell me like, your ancestors are on the other side of the clouds. Your grandparents or great grandparents that have already passed, like they're way on the other side of the clouds and they're so far away. No, their energy is right with us. They want to connect with us. They want to make sure that we feel secure. They want to make sure that we feel loved and supported, and that we feel powerful. And a lot of times we don't do that because we're trying to connect with their energy in some very interesting ways. Let's see. One of the things I will tell people is, if you really want to know like my whole journey or how to do a journey, I have kind of like an energetic library. Some of it is on my website and some of it is on my YouTube channel. Everything eventually gets put onto YouTube. It's kind of like my catch-all. So if you ever want to see something or you miss something on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever else, it will eventually be on my YouTube channel. And that's a great way to kind of like find all of the videos, or find older videos of how to do something before I got on a different platform. That is like, yeah, amazing. And this is the time for you to start your journey. Your energy is literally holding the lantern out, like, come on, like, bring it on. Let's do this. This is the amazing part for us. So this is kind of the interesting part for not only us, but for other people as well. So make sure that you are learning what you're supposed to be learning, and you're learning about your own self, your own abilities. It's not like I need to learn their abilities. You need to learn yours. How do you connect in? What is best for you? When should you do this? When should you not do that? It's one of those, for me, I know like, okay, I need to do a salt tub and clear off this energy. Now it's time to do this. Now it's time to do that. That's the cool part. That's the energetic part of connecting with all of this amazing energy. I know, it's like so cool. Since I don't have anybody on Instagram, I am going to get off Instagram and I'm going to join TikTok and see what we've got out there. But I'm going to stay on YouTube. So if you're let's see. I can get on TikTok usually pretty fast. So let's do a restart so we can get started on TikTok. Hi everyone, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today I am live for Thursday Night Live. I'm so excited to be with you. I am excited. I've got my angel cards with me. I am so excited about all of this. I need to set my goal for tonight, and let's see. Let me set that up really quick. Hopefully people will be jumping on really soon, and we will be able to there's my rose. That's the one I like. Let's do that. Okay. So we've got the goal up there. So hi, Victoria. How are you doing? Let's talk a little bit about, I think, kind of the interesting part, because we've got 4th of July tomorrow. One of the interesting parts about kind of like the 4th of July energy for all of us is really kind of connecting in with some amazing energies. And it's all about freedom and bringing that in. I am doing great, Victoria. I am kind of excited about the 4th of July. Now, I kind of like my fireworks. I don't really like them all up at me, but I do like to watch them from a distance. That's kind of one of my favorite things. Plus, we get to go on a boat parade. So that's kind of a really fun one. So I'm like, yay, I'm so excited. But one of the things that I think is really interesting for people to kind of really understand, if at any point you want to, let's go over my TikTok rules really quick. So TikTok, I will answer one question, so make sure it's very, very clear. If you want to make your own private appointment with me, you need to go to my website at www.ruththeresa.com/events. Be respectful, no negative energy, no health questions, no political questions, no third-party questions. Let me go back. And so I'm collecting red hearts tonight, just so y'all know. No third-party questions. If you're asking about someone and yourself, give me your first name. Give me their first name and your first name. It makes it easier to connect with your energy in that perspective. And